Tonight, and joining us now on these latest developments, he is the host of CRTV's Levin TV, the host of the hit show Sunday nights 10 Eastern right here on Fox. Life, Liberty, and Levin. I call him the great one, Mark Levin. Let me pick up right where we just left off there. The President of the United States, in James Comey's own words in the memo, is saying, do not shut down the investigation. If there are associates or satellites or people that are around me that did something inappropriate, I want you to get to the bottom of it. I don't think it gets any more exculpatory than that, Mark.
These memos actually help the president. There is nothing incriminating in them. I took 25 minutes to read as best I could. I went through them. See these redacted areas? They incriminate Comey because he said he didn't release classified information. At the bottom of a number of these pages, it says classified. Comey said he didn't classify information, so he's got some splaining to do. But I've gone through this. The president is furious about these allegations about prostitutes and so forth, and he continually denies it. That didn't happen, and so forth and so on. These are Comey's notes. And Ed Henry made the other points. But I want to point out something too, Sean, which is this. So today, as you reported, the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, Rosenstein, told the president last week that he's not a target in the Michael Cohen case or the Russian case or both cases. Let's get something straight. I was on your program back in July last year. I've got two memoranda. One under the Nixon administration, one under the Clinton administration. The Clinton administration memorandum is 39 pages long with a zillion footnotes. And here's what it says, America, and this is what you need to know that's been going on to your country. The memo is addressed to the Attorney General of the United States from the Office of Legal Counsel, which handles constitutional issues. A sitting president's amenability to indictment and criminal prosecution. The indictment or criminal prosecution of a sitting president would unconstitutionally undermine the capacity of the executive branch to perform its constitutionally assigned functions. Page after page after page saying a sitting United States president cannot be indicted. Now, my question is this. Did they issue another memo over there at the Justice Department reversing these two memos during the Nixon administration and the Clinton administration? No. No. Mr. Rosenstein, you're the Deputy Attorney General of the United States. You've been overseeing Robert Mueller. You tell the President of the United States last week that he's not a criminal target. Damn it, he can't be a criminal target under the memoranda that have been written by the Justice Department. Moreover, Justice Department regulations require the special counsel of the United States to follow the rules, regulations, and, quote, policies of the Department of Justice. Mr. President, don't sit down with this special counsel. This special counsel doesn't have the power to indict you, and for good reason. Well, let me read this one paragraph. This is from the Clinton administration Justice Department. In 1973, the department concluded that the indictment or criminal prosecution of a sitting president would impermissibly undermine the capacity of the executive branch to perform its constitutionally assigned functions. I'm hoping Professor Dershowitz is listening. We've been asked to summarize and review the analysis provided in support of that conclusion and to consider whether any subsequent developments in law lead us today to reconsider, modify, or disavow that determination. Please, one more sentence. We believe that the conclusion reached by the department in 1972 still represents the best interpretation of the Constitution. They are saying Mr. Mueller's boss, Mr. Rosenstein's boss, unless Attorney General Sessions has rejected the Department of Justice's position that a sitting president cannot be indicted. So what are we doing?
Well, you know what they're doing. What they're doing is that they want to set up a impeachment possibility.
Exactly.
Depending on, well, and that's why this whole, listen, it's anybody's, talk about monopoly or any type of board. How do you go from, Pass Go all the way to Boardwalk and Park Place if, in fact, now we're at Stormy Daniels? But I have a more important question. Last night,
sir.
Congressman Ron DeSantis and 10 other congressmen sent criminal referrals for Strzok and for Page and McCabe and Comey and Hillary Clinton and these other people involved in this dossier. Then we have the criminal referral today for Andrew McCabe from the Inspector General. Walk us through the legal aspects of this, where this heads next, and what I know you've called for the firing of the Attorney General, and he's a friend of yours over these years.
No, I did not call for the firing. I said he should step down.
Okay,
and he is
I
a friend of
apologize.
mine, and I don't really enjoy it. I've known him for 30 years. And here's the problem. The Deputy Attorney General is out of control. The President of the United States has his shoulders pinned to the wall. It's the job of the Attorney General to control the Deputy Attorney General. The Deputy Attorney General of the United States is usurping the powers of the Attorney General. The Attorney General was confirmed by the Senate. He is a presidential appointee. This is what our Constitution requires. An inferior officer cannot usurp the power of the Attorney General, as Mr. Rosenstein has done. I'm going to tell you something. There's a case that's been taking place in the Manafort case. They went into federal district court and they said, Mueller is exercising authority he doesn't have. This took place today with all the rest of this stuff going on. I don't know what this federal district judge is going to do, but you know what she said in open court? They're making a fair point here. Mr. Rosenstein gave this special counsel such remarkably broad powers that it may well be unconstitutional. So let's sum up. The deputy director of the FBI may well be under criminal investigation because he's a serial leaker. The former FBI director may be a witness against his former deputy, and the deputy may be a witness against the former FBI director, who he says is lying. What?
Okay. There's a couple of things, and I want to go back to a question I asked Professor Dershowitz, because this is important. Everything that we now know about Hillary Clinton, and you would be my best lawyer. I'd call you. You're my friend. You're the great one. I call you the great one. But if I deleted 33,000 subpoenaed emails, acid washed the hard drive, beat the crap out of devices, or had someone else do it, that would be obstruction of justice. You know it. I know it. The American people know it. When he wrote Comey and his Trump-hating buddy Strzok the exoneration before the investigation, we know that the fix was in. You don't write that in May and you don't interview her till July, which they did. And then if we have a dossier and you hand that dossier, a foreign national, Russian lies to a FISA court judge and don't say who paid for it and you don't verify it. Mark, you have said this is a post-constitutional America. These instances verify what you wrote in your last book is 100% accurate. These are scary times if you believe in the rule of law, equal application under the law, and the Constitution. Explain.
This is the greatest scandal in modern American history. We have the highest echelons of the FBI and a lot of former FBI officials who are friends of mine, because I worked at the Justice Department, agree, who are corrupt. I don't mean on the take, I mean politically corrupt. And you're seeing that play out now. And the American people are getting a real taste of Mr. Comey, and they don't like him. You're also seeing the criminalization of politics. And we haven't even gotten into what the intelligence side has done. Let's be honest about this. The Democrat Party nominated somebody who was under criminal investigation. Mr. Comey stepped in and protected her. Hillary Clinton is too stupid to understand that he protected her from being indicted, not once, but twice. Can you imagine? We could have had a candidate for federal office indicted. She clearly violated the Espionage Act, not once, but repeatedly. Mr. Comey says you need specific intent in a statute that talks about gross negligence, but we had specific intent. She specifically intended to have a server that was offline, that didn't have the security necessary. She knew she would get classified information, and she knew she would write classified information. Mr. Comey was a special pleader for Hillary Clinton, and this is why the Democrats hated him until the second after Donald Trump fired him, and then they could make their claim about Russian collusion, obstruction of justice, and try to impeach him.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. The great one, you can see him, Life, Liberty, Levin, 10 Eastern, every Sunday night. Congrats on the success of the show, by the way. We love having you here at Fox. All right, let me just read something very quick from Chairman Goodlatte and Gowdy and Nunes and the statement on this, if I can read this. It says, the memos also show Director Comey never wrote that he felt obstructed or threatened, while Comey went to great lengths to set dining room scenes, discuss height requirements, describe multiple times he felt complimented, a myriad of extraneous facts. He never once mentioned the most relevant fact of all, which was whether he felt he was obstructed the investigation. The biggest fine was by our own Aunt Henry tonight, who said not only did Trump say, keep looking, he said, even if it's people next to me, keep the investigation going. Wow. Media is going to be eating a lot of crow. We have a lot more to get to. Stay with us. Kellyanne Conway is next.